Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's broadcast. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate in on the discussion, you can join me on my live streams that I do most weekdays. Or outside of my live stream, you could consider joining the Discord that I have. There's a link for that down in the description below. A lot of times I get asked about what kind of foods that we eat on our diet. And so in order to help out or to give you guys a resource for the different meals that our family enjoys on our whole food plant-based diet, we created a Pinterest board that there's a link for that down in the description below as well. A few people checking in here this afternoon. Anthony saying hello. Shy Sorai Vlog says, hey, my notifications finally working. Yay. Pretty Girl's mom saying good afternoon. Rick saying hi. I hope all you guys had a wonderful evening yesterday and a great day today. Let's see, today is day 641 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. Used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food plant-based diet to lose over 220 pounds so far. I got about a year and a half left to go to lose 80 pounds to get to my goal weight, and I'm looking forward to doing that and maintaining a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I'd love to hear those as well too. If you are succeeding on your diet, let us know what you're doing and how it's succeeding for you. If you're having struggles or problems sticking to your diet, maybe we can help you with that as well. For me though, I think the big thing is what are you doing that is going to make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? What are you going to do to keep that junk food out of your mouth and keep the healthy food in? So Carrie's checking in saying hello, Carrie. I hope everything's going great at home. Rick says goat, greatest of all time, I assume is what you're talking about. Let me switch over to the main picture here. Camera's kind of adjusted. I had a video thing I had to do yesterday, so I had to adjust the camera because I like having the backdrop covering this up, but there was different angles and things like that. Rick is asking, the pizza crust yesterday that Carrie mentioned feeds how many? 2. That's how many you fed for us. I eat a lot, so I ate, I probably had over half of it. But yeah, it makes, I'm pretty sure 1 large crust was what she made out of that, and the 2 of us ate it. If you put more toppings on it, more vegetables on it, then you probably get away with fewer, smaller slices, things like that. But that fed the 2 of us. So let me see real quick. I'll try to get this connect to see if I can go over the food that we had yesterday. I should even should check to see if I even really took many photos, and I think I only took 1 photo of dinner last night, so we'll pop that up here real quick. Dinner last night was mega veggie chili. It was very good as always. For those of you that have been following along, you know that mega veggie chili is one of our staple meals. It's not very difficult to throw together. And Carrie last night decided that she was going to put jalapeno in it. The recipe has always called for jalapeno, however you say it. But she's always skipped that part of the recipe because she was worried it was going to be too spicy. And then we've kind of laughed because it has felt like it hasn't been very spicy, especially the last few times we've had it. So this time she decided to put half of the jalapeno in it, and it still wasn't that spicy overall, but it was great. I love Mega Veggie Chili. I had a bowl and a half of it, and again, it's one of our staple meals that we've had since the beginning. This is probably one of the few meals that, or probably one of the only meals that has been around since we switched to a whole food plant-based diet. Courtney's checking in saying hi. Hi, Courtney. Hope you're having a great day. But that is the only food picture I took. The recipe for so Carrie says the recipe is from Fat Free Vegan if you want to look it up. I'm guessing you're talking about the pizza crust recipe. I'm not sure though. Other than that, for food, I had oatmeal this morning. Some mango. We did buy some mango before Ragbri and did not end up getting through all of it. And so I finished the dehydrated mango from Costco off last night. Elizabeth checking in saying, hi, everyone. Hi, Elizabeth. I hope you're having a great day. And so I had a little bit of mango last night. Carrie had bought some oranges that were just amazing. It doesn't seem like we've had very good oranges the last couple weeks, but the bag that she picked up on Monday has been really good. So I had a couple of those last night, and then the oatmeal this morning, and then actually because we've had it at work here, I had some grapes at work, and I feel kind of funny because since I started this, I've really not eaten lunch or had food during the day, during the work week. And for a while there, until about 2 months ago, I was in an office by myself. And so now I'm in an office with other people, and I was sitting in the break room, just kind of hanging out with a bag of grapes, just eating grapes. It was kind of funny how different a position I was in than I would have been in 2 years ago, and but so I did have some grapes today, which is a little out of the ordinary, but they were in the fridge, and if I don't eat them, they're going to go away. Elizabeth said that she had some beautiful nectarines today, and they were delicious. Yes, the nectarines, peaches, apricots. I think all of those things have been in season right now. We picked up a lot of that stuff on our trip when we were doing the Ragbri bicycle event. We bought snacks for the riders that ride with us, and we picked up a lot of nectarines because they were in season and they were very popular. People loved them. So, and that's, really kind of a cool thing about this way of eating is that the diet changes throughout the year if you stick with trying to eat fruit that's in season. And so it helps alleviate maybe some of that boredness or the lack of variety that some diets provide. For 9 months, I didn't have any strawberries. And then for the last 2-3 months, I've had just an incredible amount of strawberries, and they've been amazing. And they're going to go out of season, and then I won't see strawberries again for another 9 months. And I think that's a pretty cool thing about this diet is that it kind of you get to eat that in season fruit, and you notice, when it's cheaper, it's a lot cheaper when it's in season or when there's lots of it. And uh, it helps from getting sick of what you're eating, I suppose, when you have those different things to eat. Um, I was talking a little bit today about diet, and we were talking about the temptations and how tough it is to avoid temptations when they're in your house. When you start a diet, uh, it, you have lots of motivation and you can get rid of the things, or maybe you have the motivation and you feel like you have the willpower to avoid something, like, oh, I'm going to get rid of this junk food, but I'm going to leave that because uh for whatever reason you don't want to get rid of it. You talk yourself into keeping it for some reason, oh, maybe because my kid likes to eat it when he comes and visits, uh or any number of reasons. But the uh when you first start off, it's kind of uh when you're really motivated, it's easy to avoid those temptations. But as soon as that motivation starts to wear off, and sometimes that motivation wears off early on the first day, and sometimes it takes a week or two for that motivation to wear off. But just having those foods in your house creates this argument that you have to have. And, a lot of times people do relate some of this food addiction, or the food problems that we have, to alcoholism. And you really can fix some of the problems in the same ways as you do with alcoholism. You can't just stop eating, obviously, but you can just stop eating junk food. You can just stop eating highly processed foods. And you sometimes have to take the same approach, like I said, as alcoholics. And abstinence is a huge part of succeeding, and saying that, it's not okay. It's not just okay to cut back on these foods, but it's to a point where I have to remove them completely. I have to have them out of my house, uh, uh, without, and never touch them again. There might be some things that you can have in moderation. You can try to have in moderation, but it's really tough. And if it's a food that at the end of the day you shouldn't be eating, then there's no reason to have it in moderation. There's some foods like cashews or nuts or avocados that, sometimes that in moderation is different than having French fries in moderation or Oreos in moderation. It's a different type of thing. Um, but abstinence, I think, is something that people have this weird kind of negative connotation to it. They don't think about it in the context of diet. But total avoidance of foods is so much easier than trying to have a moderate, amount of it. Even yesterday, I showed those chips that I ate. Uh, I initially, when I ate the first chip, it was going to be, oh, I'm just going to see how these chips taste. And then 5, 10 chips in, it's like, well, plenty well how good how these chips taste. You don't need to be continuing to taste test them. Carrie says that moderation just doesn't work for her. Yeah, it's something where uh, it would be great if it could work, and but tried it so many times in so many different ways, and it truly is. It's difficult to have that. And um And in order to abstain, a big thing is that to remove the temptation too. If you have the ability to remove the junk food from your pantry, to get rid of it for good, if you feel bad about throwing it away, donate it to somebody. Uh, if if you can, get it out of your house, and a lot of times I know people live with spouses and they have family members that aren't going to eat this way, or they don't want to change what they're doing. And so maybe you have to change where you get your food from. Instead of putting your food in the pantry, maybe put your food in a closet that's separate from their food. Or if they'll work with you, if they're supportive in some way, and they're willing to take the junk food or the non-compliant food and put it somewhere else, so you don't have, so you can still go to the pantry and not see that stuff. That's extremely important, because just having that argument that, to resist something is not worth, I think there might have been a little bit of a hiccup here. But you have to have, if you have something that's not part of your diet in your pantry every day, or maybe not every day, but many days, when you open your pantry up and you see that item in there, you have to have that conversation with yourself whether or not to eat that item. And if you succeed, then you talk yourself out of it. You say, no, that not today. I don't need that. It's not there for me. It's there for some other reason. That's not, you talk yourself out of it. And all those days you succeed, you can succeed for 640 days. But then on that 641st day, when you open that pantry up and you don't talk yourself out of it and you lose that argument, then it crushes you too, because you went 640 days and you still couldn't resist the temptation. But generally it doesn't take that long. Usually it's about a week, or 2 weeks. And then you break, you succumb to the temptation. But then it is heartbreaking that you ended up ruining your diet because you ate that thing that you've been arguing with yourself for the 2 weeks or the 600 days or however long that you weren't going to eat. And then you just get into this depressed mindset about it too, that like, that it still beats you, like you were beating it, and then it beat you. But if that was not in your pantry, if it wasn't on your pantry on day 10, it wasn't in your pantry day 14, and it wasn't in your pantry on day 641, you wouldn't have that argument. You would never have lost, you wouldn't be in a position to one day lose the battle. You've already won that food battle because it's not present. It's not even a part of the equation. And so that's kind of why cleaning up your pantry and cleaning up your cupboards and your refrigerator is really so important to getting started on any diet, because if it's in your pantry, it's in your mouth. If it's in your house, it's in your mouth. It's something where, as well intended as you are or can be, you're going to be putting yourself in a position where you have to have that argument, and you could lose that argument. If you put yourself in a position where you don't have to have that argument, then you never have to worry about losing the argument. And it can be, and that can make or break a diet, just one small thing. And especially early on in a diet, when things are still fragile and you're still not sure if you figured it out or if you're going to stick to it. And then you have some hiccup that creates this negative experience that ruins your diet, that causes you to spiral backwards. It was kind of talking about that a little bit today. One of my coworkers was talking about their doctor, and it brought up, or it came up, my old doctor that I went to in 2013. And so if, uh, I I don't know how much, I don't talk about it a lot, but in 2013, I was 413 pounds. I started seeing a doctor about wanting to lose weight, and I started taking a drug called phentermine, and there was some shots that, like a vitamin B injection, that I would put into my abdomen. And over the course of 6 to 9 months while taking the phentermine, I lost over 100 pounds. I was about the weight I am now, a little bit lighter. Um, by the time I was having to go off the phentermine. Um, but it just got me thinking about how awful that diet was, and how it succeeded. The diet succeeded in causing weight loss, but it did not succeed in teaching me how to eat. And that was one of my goals going into this weight loss challenge, was that I wanted to learn how to eat like somebody who's 220 pounds, and how to maintain that weight of being 220 pounds or less. And when I was on that diet with the doctor, taking the prescription drug, my diet sucked. I was eating like 600 to 800 calories a day, but it was like Kit Kats, Pringles, and like ring sausage, or, like sausages that are like in a horseshoe shape in a package. And that was what I would eat in a day. And then as soon as I stopped taking that drug, I put all of the weight back on. And it was just kind of crazy to think about how much different a spot I'm in, because I'm about the same weight as I was 8 years ago, when I was kind of at my lowest adult weight, I guess you would say. And I feel so much better now than I ever did then. Like, I can remember just being um just not wanting to do anything, because I didn't really feel like I had extra energy, like I had the energy to do what I needed to do, but it wasn't like I had a lot of extra energy. And it's tough too to think back 8 years ago exactly how I was feeling or what was going on. But I wasn't doing any working out. It was all the drug and eating a low calorie diet. And anytime I feel like that I would have been working out, it would have been a much more difficult. And with the way I'm eating now, I feel like uh, I constantly have energy. Like, I'm not, I guess I'm tired in the sense that I've been working a lot the last few weeks, but it's not my diet that's making me tired. And so, um, it's been my sleep schedule that's been making me tired. I definitely have been getting the volume of food. And yesterday I felt like I ate a ton of food, uh, and it's just crazy for me to be 200 pounds down, or but to be under 300 pounds, and to not be worrying about the volume of food that I'm eating, and just making sure that it's low calorie dense foods, or lower calorie dense foods, and it's closer to the whole food than what I used to eat, just getting rid of all the processed foods. And today I'm still under 300 pounds. I really thought that I was going to get on the scale and it was going to show over 300, and I'm still keeping it under 300. So I'm hoping that I can continue to maintain that for the rest of my life. Like, it's pretty wild to think that I could potentially have weighed in at over 300 pounds for the last time. I hope that's the case. I'm very close to that edge, so it's hard to say that. Like, um, but it'll be awesome to keep going and getting this going the right way. But so I was planning on streaming every day this week, but I am not going to be streaming tomorrow. I had some things come up, and so I am not going to be on tomorrow. I will be on Friday. I'll be back. So, yeah, I just got some stuff I got to take care of. So I appreciate everybody's support and following along. I love all the comments. I love you guys that kind of hop on here and chat with me when I go live. It really helps keep the motivation up. That's one of the big things for me is this accountability. I want to come on here and I want to be able to tell you guys I'm doing the right things and that things are going in the right direction. And so I appreciate you guys being there for me. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, get subscribed to the channel. Click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you haven't started your diet yet, get started now. There's nothing coming up. And I know it's hard to start in the middle of a day, but get started right now. Get rid of the junk food, clear your pantry out, get your diet food together, fill it with good, healthy foods, make staying on your diet easier than the alternative. Do whatever you have to do to make staying on your diet easier than the alternative. Get started right now. Nobody got any more collabs planned? No, I don't know. The only collab I think I've ever really done was the refrigerator tour, but no, I don't. I guess Chef AJ, I'm going to be interviewed on Chef AJ in October, so in a couple months I'm going to be doing Chef AJ. But I don't have anything else planned other than just doing my live streams and updating you guys on what I got going on. So you guys all have a great evening, and we will talk to you on Friday.